Yes, my dear P5 learners, I hope you are still doing well. My name is Mr. Mugisha Emmanuel, who has come back to take you through mathematics. In our previous lesson, I taught you how to change from mixed fractions to improper fractions. And we calculated a variety of examples, and at the end I gave you an activity. So before I take you to another lesson, let's remind ourselves on what we did. I told you that if you have been given, for instance, this fraction, this mixed fraction, and you have been told to express this one as an improper fraction, I told you that first of all, you need to know that this number down is what we call the denominator. Then this one is what we call the whole number, and this number on top here is what we call the numerator. Therefore, do you remember the formula? I hope you still remember. We begin with the denominator, you multiply it by the whole number, then you add on the numerator, and everything should be out of the denominator. So let's just substitute in this formula. The denominator in this case is 7. We multiply it by the whole number, and the whole number is 3. Then we shall add on our numerator, and the numerator is 2. But don't forget that the denominator is 7. And when we get 7 times 3, that is table 7. 7 times 3, it means you are going to add 7 3 times. So when you add 7 3 times, what do you get? You get 21. Then plus 2. Maintain the denominator. 21 plus 2, what do we get? We are going to get our 23 out of 7. Therefore, 23 out of 7 is an improper fraction for 3 whole numbers, 2 out of 7. Let's also do this one. This one is our denominator, our whole number, then our numerator. And the formula remains denominator times whole number in brackets plus numerator. Everything is out of the denominator. Substituting, the denominator is 7. We multiply it by the whole number, which is 11. Then we add on our numerator, which is 3. And everything is out of the denominator, which is 7. Okay? 7 times 11. And 7 times 11, we shall come up with 77. But don't forget that you have to add on the 3, maintain the denominator. And 77 plus 3 is going to give us 80 out of 7. Basically, that's what we looked at in our previous lesson. So today, I'm going to teach you a new lesson, and that is changing from improper fraction to mixed numbers. Changing from improper fraction to mixed numbers. We are doing the opposite of what we did. We are changing from this back to the original number. Let's have example 1. You may be told to express the following as a mixed number. And our example 1 is 7 out of 2. 7 out of 2. Now, 7 out of 2 can be read as 7 halves. 7 halves. So if these are 7 halves, Can I come here and write my 7 halves? Let me write my 7 halves. I have a half, then I add on a half, I add on another a half. How many are these so far? 1, 2, 3. But how many do I need? 7. So plus another half, plus another half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus another half, then plus another half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have written 7 halves. So having written 7 halves, how many halves make a whole? From P1 you know that there are 2. How many quarters make a whole? You know that there are 4. How many fifths? There are 5. How many sixths? There are 6. So we are going to pair by saying 2 halves will make a whole. Even here 2 halves will make a whole. Even here 2 halves still will make a whole. So this one is a whole. Even this one will give us another whole. Even this one will give us another whole. Then we remain with a half. When I add the wholes, 1 plus 1 plus 1, we are going to get 3. Then we add on a half. And this one is going to give you 3 wholes and a half. Have you seen? And this one will be our mixed number for the improper fraction which I have given you there. So this is the meaning of this one. But assuming I give you 100 out of 4, are you going to write 100 quarters? That one is going to be too big. Therefore, when you have been given improper fractions and want you to change them into mixed fractions, you may not necessarily do this. This one was just a general interpretation of what this one means. So if we give you this, and I don't want to use this one, what do I do? Then I'm going to say that 7 out of 2 is the same as 7 divided by 2. 7 out of 2 is the same as 7 divided by 2. Go for wrong division. Which number do we put inside? The first one. So we shall have 7 here, which we are dividing by 2. Then we begin dividing. If I have 7 apples and I'm to give to 2 children, how many apples will each get? How many apples will each get? We can divide here. 1, 2. And we are dividing 7, so we shall have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it means this one will miss this share. So what we do, we balance it and we don't count this one. So each one is going to get 1, 2, 3. So each one will get 3. Then we get 3, we multiply it by 2. And this one is going to give us 6. So when you get 7, take away 6, we get 1. The one which remained here. So 1 and 2, which one is bigger? 1 is smaller. So the moment you remain with a number which is smaller, then it becomes what we call the remainder. So the remainder is 1. Therefore, our answer will be the 3 will be the whole number, remainder 1, but which is supposed to be divided by 2. And your answer becomes 3 whole numbers and a half. 3 whole numbers and a half. Let's have another example. Let's have another example. We have 9 out of 5. 9 out of 5. So 9 out of 5 means you get 9, you divide it by 5. Then on our long division, we shall have 9 inside and 5 outside. So how many groups of 5 can I get from 9? Okay? How many groups of 5 can I get from 9? You will realize that you have 1. So 1 times 5, 1 times 5, we are going to get 5. And when we subtract, we are going to get 4. 4 and 5, which one is bigger? 4 is bigger, 4 is smaller than 5. So the moment this number is smaller, then it becomes the remainder. So the remainder is going to be 4. Therefore, when I'm writing, I am going to begin with the whole number, then followed by the remainder, which is 4, but it should be divided by 5. And therefore, my fraction becomes 1 whole number 4 out of 5. 1 whole number 4 out of 5. Can we have a look at another example? 23 out of 7. 23 out of 7. And this one means 23 out of 7 is the same as 23 which is divided by 7. Long division. What do we put inside? The divisor. 23. And here, 7. 2 divided by 7. Can I get a group of 2 from 2? Can I get a group of 7 from 2? No. 2 is smaller than 7. So it means we put here a 0. Then we shall have 0 times 7, which is going to give us 0. Then we subtract. 2 take away 0, we get a 2. Then we drop down the 3. It becomes 23. So how many groups of 7 can I get from 23? That is table 7. 7 times 1, what do we get? 7. 7 times 2, what do we get? 14. 7 times 3, what do we get? 21. 7 times 4, what do we get? 28. You go on adding 7, 7, 7. So if I take 4, it is going to be 28, which is bigger. It means I will go for that one. So how many groups of 7 do I get from 21? There are 3. So you get 3, you multiply it by 7, which is going to give you 21. Then you take away. 3 take away 1, we shall get a 2. 2 take away 2, we get a 0. So look at that 2. 2, can we get a group of 7 from 2? No. So what we do, since 2 is smaller than 7, that 2 is going to become our remainder. Therefore, when we are writing, we are going to write 3 whole numbers. The remainder is 2, but out of the 7. Then your fraction becomes 3 whole numbers 2 out of 7. 3 whole numbers, 2 out of 7. There are some learners who say, is it a must that I must go for long division? The answer is no. If you don't want to go for long division, we have this one. But I can imagine how you can write 23 as 7th. It is going to be tiresome. However, we can also use cancelling method to get the same answers which we are getting here. And we are going to do that in our example D. Assuming I have given you 19 out of 4, and I want you to change this one into an improper fraction. For those who know cancelling, we are going to have 19 divided by 4. 19 divided by 4. Then you use cancelling. 4, table 4. How many 4s can I get from 19? Times 1, we get 4. Times 2, we keep on adding 4, that is 8. Times 3, we get 12. Times 4, we get 16. Times 5, we get 20. And 20 is above 19. So it means we are not going to take this one. So we shall take this. So 4 goes into 19 how many times? 4 times. So we shall say by 4 once. By 4, it is 4 times remainder. Then we look on our table. When you take 4, it will stop on 16. And yet we have 19. So what do we add on 16 to get 19? It is going to be 16, 17, 18, 19. You add on 3. So the remainder is 3. Therefore, the answer here is going to be 4 whole numbers and 3 quarters. It's going to be 4 whole numbers and 3 quarters. Can we have one more example? Let's have one more example. This time, let's have a number which is in hundreds. Let's have a number which is in hundreds, and we see what to do. E, assuming it is 100 out of 3, and I want you to write this one as an improper fraction. I have so far given you 3 methods, whereby we use repeated addition, long division, cancelling method. So I hope now you are comparing which one is the easiest. But what I can advise you, when they give you large numbers, long division becomes the simplest. So 100 out of 3 is the same as 100 divided by 3. What do we put inside? 100. Outside, 3. 1 divided by 3, 1 is smaller. So if it is smaller, you write a 0. So 0 times 3, we are getting 0. And when we subtract, we get that very one. We drop down this 0, and it is now 10. 10 divided by 3, how many groups of 3 can I get from 10? Very good. They are 3. 3 times 3, we are going to get 9. When you subtract, you get 1. You drop down the last 0. And it becomes again 10. How many groups of 3 can you get from 10? Wonderful. They are still 3. 3 times 3, what are we getting? 9. And 10 take away 9, we are getting 1. 1 is smaller than 3, and we don't have any other number to drop down. So this one becomes our remainder. And therefore, when we are writing, we shall write 33. The remainder is going to be a fraction for a third. So it is 33 and a third. Therefore, our answer becomes 33 and a third. My dear learners, we have looked at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 examples. I hope these are enough examples, but as I have always told you, the teacher's examples may not be enough. That's why you are supposed to get books and read more. I hope you have enough time at home. You will not say, you know, we have been in the class, this time you are at home. So you can get your textbook, if you have one. Practice very many. Look at various examples, and then you practice. Otherwise, I want to thank you so much for being good learners. I'm going to give you an exercise. Please enjoy it. Have a nice time.